Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a pick a card intuitive water scrying reading. So I've done a few of these before on the channel using moon water, using rainwater. So for this reading, I'm going to be using water that's been charged under the sun for a few days now. So I am filming this right on the Lionsgate portal. So if you find this at a different time, that's totally okay. It can still be for you. It is timeless, but especially if you find it during or right after the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, the energy is extra significant here. So I have the intention to scry into the water. So we're going to pour it into the bowl for each of the piles, and we're going to just kind of see, what's aligning for you. What are you drawing towards you? What are you attracting? Any sort of manifestations that are coming in for you, and just anything else that Spirit wants to tell you. And I will be lighting a yellow candle for each of the piles just to kind of summon and call in the spirits that are working with you at this time. So we have 3 groups to choose from. There's going to be 3 images on the screen to choose from in just a moment. But before we make our selection, let's go ahead and call in Spirit and set the intention. Okay, so Spirit, tune us in here today, please, to all of the souls who are here, who are present, who are drawn to watch this reading. So if you do feel drawn in any kind of way to the title, to the thumbnail, or if this does pop up randomly, then it could be for you. So just take what resonates. We'll set the intention that this will find exactly who it's meant for. Allow me, Spirit, to be an open and a clear channel today for these 3 groups in the collective. So what are they drawing towards them? What's being activated? What is aligning with the sun water? Okay, so there are 3 photos on the screen, group 1, group 2, or group 3. So choose whichever draws you in. You can pause the video if you need more time. Just go with your intuition. The timestamps are going to be down below in the description box. And whenever you're ready, we will jump into group number 1. Hello, group number 1. If you chose the first photo, let's go ahead and see what we can pick up on and channel into here today for you. So we're going to be pouring this sun water into the bowl in just a moment here, but I'm going to first call in Spirit and light your candle. So if you do have any personal intentions, or if you want to call forth any of your own spirit guides or spirit team, you can do so. So tune us in, Spirit, to all of the souls who are here, who are present, anyone drawn to the first photo of the first lion. So allow me now to be an open and a clear channel. So allow me to scry into this water here. So what is group number 1 magnetizing towards them, attracting? What is being activated? What is aligning? And anything else that your spirit team wants to show you. Okay, so for group number 1, okay, so they're showing me right away here kind of an image of you breaking loose, but it's almost coming up as a way of something that was like hanging by a thread. And there's almost this feeling of like snapping out of something or snapping out of a certain reality. So it feels like, I think this came up in the collective reading that I posted for the Lionsgate, but it feels like you've kind of shifted and jumped onto a new timeline here, group number 1. I'm hearing things that you never thought possible. And they're telling me a few things here. For some of you, there's just a message of maybe a bit of guidance. It could even be during this Lionsgate portal if you do watch it during this time. That they really want you to like set very bold intentions for your life right now. Maybe even like write this down or have some kind of ritual. And they really want you to like almost go like very bold with it or very big with it. Your guides here are coming up to say that nothing is impossible. So if there's been certain things that you feel have been out of reach, they are really saying that right now is the time to really try to like almost rewrite your destiny or rewrite what you have believed to be possible about your life. I'm hearing the coast is clear and they really want someone to know this. And for someone specific, I'm getting this message here that you may not realize this. I'm not sure exactly why. Others of you may be, realizing it, but there's almost something of like, you can't see how far you've come, or you haven't been able to see how much you have almost like dissolved around you, or how many things have kind of collapsed around you that you've accomplished for yourself. So there's really a strong message here of like this road, something about this road being clear. And the road looks very like paved and manicured. So I feel like they just want someone to have that confirmation and guidance. And for specifically someone, if there's something that you have been putting on the back burner, or if you've been delaying taking action towards certain goals, I feel like right now is very much the time to do that. And you also may find that a lot of things you'll feel more motivated to achieve very soon is what they're saying. For someone specific as well, they want to say that the next year after you find this will be much better. So when I'm filming this, this would be like, 2026 would be next year. But if you find it at a different year, that's okay. But they want to say that things will smooth over, or things will be a lot more like, I'm hearing the word accelerated, or things will kind of be more, I'm seeing like things drawing into your favor, or like people going into your corner. So you may even like have a lot of things, like shifting in terms of people and situations being on your side. And for some, it could even be like a quite drastic change they're referencing. So what you're kind of like building right now could actually be leading to a completely different life next year, they keep saying. But time could be different. It could be a couple months. It could be a bit longer than a year. But there's something about you entering into a completely different life. So the way in which you're living your life right now, the people who maybe are in it, could look very different soon. So maybe, for example, if you are single, you will not be in the future. Or if you are in a certain job right now, there may be a different position or a different career path, something along those lines I'm getting. They want you right now at this current time to pay close attention to the animal signs. So there could be birds, insects, animals coming up to you, or some sort of signs with the animals, Spirit is saying here. Yeah, and there's a feeling to where, very similar to what came up for that collective reading. So if you resonate with this, you may want to watch that one about locking in a timeline. But it's almost like they're showing here this enclosed box around your energy field. And it's like only what can be sustained for your highest good can have access now to your energy. So you have really like locked something in, and it feels like there's been like a deep cleanse or a deep release. And so this even could show itself in the next few weeks or so, if you are finding it during this portal. Because it's almost like there's things that are going to be dissolving or clearing that may not even be so apparent for you on the surface. For someone who works with spirit, or if you are, even if there's almost something about like strong gifts psychically and spiritually that are being revealed to you right now. So it could even be like past life gifts, something with your psychic abilities, or any sort of like, they're almost showing me that it has been kept from you for a while, or you have not, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe there's been some sort of divine purpose to it, but there's a time that you're reaching now and very soon where you're going to be having access. It's like they're showing me somebody opening up this like bookcase and a treasure chest, and it has all these like parts of like, I'm getting like, yeah, past life gifts or something here that you didn't realize or you didn't see, or maybe your spirit team didn't think you were ready for that at the time. So you can expect to almost like open up the treasure chest spiritually. So either this is going to be you embarking on a path where you start working with spirit, and maybe having a lot of like psychic experiences, really starting to understand who you are on that soul level. But also it could be that if you already work with spirit in that way, if you're intuitive, or if you, there could almost be like the next level of that. And this could even be a bit overwhelming for some of you. So they want you to pace yourself, to be, to call in, protection and guidance. But it could be that there's going to be a lot of new skills that are opening for you, especially spiritually. Yeah, and on that note, they're showing me here that you may have new guides, new spirit guides that have been assigned to you, or you're working with new spirits, whether you know this or not. So if you felt like any kind of shift in your energy, or if you felt that maybe you've, almost like I'm seeing somebody climb a rainbow, like if you feel like you've kind of elevated your vibration, or you've started to like sense or see different beings or spirits or something like that, this is being confirmed here for you. What else for group number 1? What's being activated? What are you drawing towards you? What else here? Okay, so for someone, I'm also getting that there's a huge like fog I'm seeing that's clearing around your third eye. So it could be what I just mentioned about like being more clear about with your intuition, but I feel like this could also extend into you being able to like pierce through a lot of illusions, or a specific illusion that has been hard to crack or hard to break. The crystal sapphire is coming through, so someone may want to have that around, or you may be working with the sapphire crystal. But yeah, and even crystals in general, they're saying. That could even help you. Maybe that could be a message that if you do feel like there's some distortion or illusion, maybe you want to like put a sapphire crystal on your third eye, or just hold it or carry it. Seems like a strong message here for someone about that. But in any way that you're doing that, it feels like you're clearing a lot of things that for some I'm hearing have been accumulating for years. So 3 years is coming up, but it could be whatever time frame. But it seems like there's a lot of things that are like cracking open. But it feels like in this case, even if these are truths that you have not wanted to confront, it feels like you've overcome the pain of it though. So it's more of like a pleasant feeling, or it's more going to turn into a feeling of more clarity in your life path. And even if there's just something of like I'm seeing somebody walking with like a spring in their step. So it's like you're lighter on your feet. You won't feel so heavy, but it seems tied for someone to some particular fog that's been really persistently blocking you. I don't know what that is for everyone, but maybe something that you have held on to, or something you've finally seen the truth about. And it's like as this cracks itself open, or as you clear this, it's almost like you're returning back. It's almost like you're returning back to, what would I call that? Like you're returning back to some sort of purity. And for someone very specific, you may even be returning back to almost like a version of yourself that you lost. So for example, this may not be for everyone, but maybe you felt like at one point in your life you were the most authentic version of yourself, or maybe you thought that, or maybe you were just happier at some point, but then something happened, or maybe you had to kind of be in a hermit stage where you were seeking yourself spiritually. Maybe something painful happened, or maybe you went through kind of a difficult chapter of your life, and it almost like accumulated this fog. And something now, though, is going to almost be returning you back to that time of your life. Not that it has to be with those same or surroundings, but it's like the energy of that. So maybe you lost touch with yourself, or you lost touch with a fragment, or there was fragmented parts of yourself. And I feel like with this Lionsgate portal, and as they were saying, maybe the coming months and coming year will be returning you back to center. I'm hearing nothing can knock you. And they're showing this very stable, rooted, and grounded being. And it feels like you're reaching a point of, in several ways, it's like you've learned, you've gotten to this point where nothing can shake you, or nothing can affect you in a way that has taken away your power in the past. So you may find that the way that you approach certain people or situations is going to be very different this time around, because you have crystallized something into, you can no longer go back to that version of yourself. And I think this is what's making you very magnetic. And I just see a lot of you being very at peace. And there's something about that that keeps coming up towards like you're returning back to yourself. So take that what that means. Maybe there's a time of your life that you think of that you were very happy, or you felt that maybe before things got complicated, or maybe even a child version of yourself or adolescent version of yourself, to where you were more open to the world or something like that. It doesn't have to be, but there's a message about being at peace once again. Anything else for group number 1? For someone, I'm seeing you, like smiling a lot, being happy, doing something creative as well. You may be, it's like I'm hearing you're finding what is you, or what is fitting for you. And this even could be certain interests, hobbies, maybe friendships, like who kind of aligns with you. What sorts of situations and people align with you? And I feel like that's what you're attracting. There's a black cat sitting up in the corner here. Not sure if that's just a guardian spirit, or if this is someone's passed on black cat. I'm hearing footloose and fancy free or something. Yeah, so there's definitely a spring in your step. For someone very specific, if you've been worried about finances, either because there's been some kind of heavy debt, or maybe you have, something feels like it's been very looming or heavy. If it's not tied to one specific financial obligation or issue, it could just be that you have just struggled with your finances, or you felt this like looming presence that I could never kind of come out of. That's also going to be clearing. So the path ahead seems to be filled with more financial abundance as well. Your guides are coming up here to tell you that either you have already reached this point and they want to almost give you like a warm embrace to say, it's like I'm hearing, we told you that everything would be okay, or we told you that this would happen. But if you haven't reached that point yet, it's almost like your future self and your guides are really coming in to say that there's this sun coming out and feeling of putting the pieces together about maybe what your spirit team was trying to tell you, that everything was going to be okay in the end somehow, or this troubled patch of your life, or this looming darkness can finally clear. And it's like you're seeing that more clearly. Yeah, they're showing me this puzzle being put together. So for a lot of you, it's like you're putting pieces together somehow. You're putting puzzles together about various different things, I feel. Anything else, Spirit, for group number 1 that they're attracting? What's aligning for them? Anything else? I'm hearing the great big adventure. I don't know what that means. I feel like it's almost like embracing the unknown for a lot of you. And I'm seeing this like version of yourself split between the past version, but this future version feels much more aligned to adventures or embracing the unknown. It's almost like there's a future self message coming in to say that if things have been a bit boring, or if things have been a bit like nothing, like nothing's been going on, or you haven't really had much fun or adventures, there's a timeline waiting for you filled with that. I'm hearing do things that nourish you. So it could be some guidance as well. But I also feel like for a lot of you, it's like you're already there, or you're very close to being in that place to where you're gravitating now towards things that really nourish your soul, not just on the surface. It's like things that really start to become more attractive to you, of like a soul nourishment. Situations that deeply, like deeply nourish you. I'm hearing things will stabilize. They're showing a pendulum swinging. So if you have, this could tie into the same message here, but something about the pendulum is stabilizing. So this could even just be the energy that has been quite intense for some of you will be stabilizing. Okay, any final message here for group 1 before we go that we missed? Any final message for group 1? Yeah, something that came up in the very beginning about the stars in the sky, and it's like you're reaching much bigger goals, or not even just goals. It's like you're reaching much higher. They're showing me your energy and your aura has been stretched out, but they mean this in a way that there's bigger horizons that are coming into view or becoming possible. But I think this feels like it's not even, it's like several things. It's your perspective, maybe. It's the healing that you've done. It's also spirit kind of acknowledging that you're ready for this. And so, yeah, again, for some of you who are also connected to spirit here in this way, I mean, there's almost a sense of something you're stretching wider with when it comes to how you're sharing your light or what you're putting out there in the world. And I'm seeing these 3 stars. And yeah, they want to say something about that, that you're ready. You're ready to share more. You're ready to, it's like the stars are, those 3 stars are a lot brighter, and they're showing me before they were kind of like a little bit dim. And it's because, again, like you're ready to almost be put in a higher spiritual position, or you're about to really follow like your authentic purpose, or really step higher into this role that has been waiting for you. And so there's a lot of stretching wider, stretching further, in various themes and aspects of your life. But there's like a soul growth undercurrent to this, to where your guides want to say that you've come this far and you've kind of earned this. And they're showing me that sealing off of your energy again. And for some also specifically, if there has been any sort of, I don't know, like evil eye or something that feels like it's almost been taking away, this may just be very specific, but I'm just being shown like trying to put something out there in the world, or trying to do something, but it was like it was being attacked, or there was these forces that kind of kept putting like a blanket over it, or trying to push it down. It's something where that has also been sealed off. So however that is, I'm not sure, but it feels like you can't be touched by whatever has attacked your light. Possibly even for some, if you have like a platform, or if you have struggled to see results in something that you know is serving the collective, or you are sharing something important here with the world, you yeah, I don't know. It's like it can't touch you, but it did kind of keep you down for a while, for some maybe even years. I'm hearing it's beyond your understanding. You don't have to understand. So I guess Spirit wants to leave it there. They're saying that it's beyond your understanding. So I think they want to say that they've really taken care of something, or your Spirit has really stepped in here to resolve something for you. Any sort of, yeah, there's like a karma being dealt with by the universe. And so there's things beyond your understanding that all you kind of have to do is go along for the ride, is what they're saying. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. I will leave it here, group number 1. And if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to check out our Patreon community for extra exclusive readings. I will probably be doing a moon water reading in the next several days over on Patreon as well. So I will talk to you all in the next reading. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the second image, the second photo of the lion, let's go ahead and see what we can pick up on and channel into for you. So in a moment, we're going to be pouring in the sun water here into the bowl, and then we'll scry using that. So tune us in, Spirit, to all of the souls who are here, who are present, who are drawn to group number 2, the second image and photo here. So allow me now to be an open and a clear channel for as much detail as possible. So what does group number 2 need to know about this Lionsgate portal, or whenever you find this? What are you kind of magnetizing? What's being activated? What is drawn to you? Whatever this could be about. So I'm going to light the candle. If you do want to call in your personal spirit team, you can do so, or if you want to set an intention, you don't have to. Group number 2. Okay, so let's see. Group number 2, what's being activated? What do you need to know here? What energies are coming through for everyone present here for group 2? Okay, I'm hearing get back to basics. So for some of you, there could be something about, this could be some guidance for you, getting back to basics. There's a few things coming through at one time. I'm getting this eyeball coming up, and I'm hearing, or I'm seeing actually it's a card from a tea leaf deck, and it says psychic, something about psychic, trust your intuition, or trust your psychic abilities. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what this is, so we'll see where the reading goes, but they're kind of showing me these mountains or boulders kind of around you, and they're referring back to that, keep it simple, or get back to basics. For some of you here specifically, there could be this message of you restarting your life in some kind of way, or wiping the slate clean. This could just be with the get back to basics, and maybe practically speaking, maybe you are restarting a business, or you're kind of going back to the beginning in terms of rewriting something, you know, or I'm hearing all of your efforts are being seen, but they're also showing this. Maybe some of you are struggling here. It almost feels like a little bit of resistance coming up, but they want to show that I'm seeing the 8 of Pentacles in tarot, and I'm hearing all of your efforts are being seen, but also all of your efforts can be done or something, or they want you to focus here on putting effort into things, or putting effort into, for some, it's like the time is now. This could be very specific for somebody. It feels like it's probably like work related or practically related. I feel like there's been some sort of conflict around you, or you've experienced conflict here when it comes to work, or when it comes to putting effort into certain things or goals. There's a lot of things coming up for you, but they're all kind of a little bit jumbled. So let me just unravel this a bit. I'm also being shown the heart chakra, like a pink color around the heart chakra. This kind of came up for group number 1. There's a lot of things that are there's a lot of fog that is clearing here. For you, this feels like it may be a little bit more intense. It may be a bit more connected to the heart chakra as well, where you are, I'm seeing your spirit team like lifting you up, like an airlift or something. They're lifting you up here. And it feels like, it's like connected to moving. They're showing me like this going over those mountains, or like we're being lifted over the mountaintops. So I feel like this is spirit really trying to help you to achieve some kind of moving in the right direction right now. They want to help you to dissolve some kind of obstacle that you've been confronted with. And this feels like there's a combination of some guidance for you to put more effort, maybe for some of you, into like, where do you want to go, or what efforts do you want to, or what's the kind of, something about get back to basics again is coming through. So what sorts of intentions do you have? This could even be during this Lionsgate portal. Some of you may want to think about that question, like what sorts of, I just keep getting like, where do you want to go, or where, because there's a little bit of this struggle, I think, for group number 2, where it feels like we're trying to move forward, but it's hard to move forward. And I think that this could even be like an activation that's coming in for you during this time to assist you with that. I'm getting for someone also specifically unplugging. I'm seeing like unplugging from everything, not even just, I was going to say social media, but they're actually showing me like multiple things you're unplugging yourself from. So it's almost like any sorts of cord or anywhere that you're plugged into, whether this is spiritually, mentally, physically, actually, like around you, they're almost showing this like unplugging of every single outlet. Like if you could have outlets around you, unplug everything. So yeah, it kind of makes sense with this get back to basics. I think that some of you, this is maybe even, again, during this time, this portal, you may want to like really disconnect from everything, even if it's just for like one day, almost like sitting in the darkness maybe, or just sitting in silence. I think that there's been certain things that have made it difficult for you. You've been plugged into certain things. They want you to really be aware of that. For someone, it's like you're not aware of this. Most of you probably are. But for someone, it's like you're not aware that there has been a lot of like invading energies, or perhaps even situations that have become more of a negative influence in your life than a positive one. So if you're aware that like this particular person has been draining me, or this particular habit, or even like family members or things that have been a long-standing part of your life, they have been really getting to the point of draining you. Could even be your throat chakra, because my voice is going out. I really feel like that. I feel like there's something that it's like you're learning to take back your power, but for some of you, there's a message here to even say they want you to become very clear. Yeah, that eyeball. So maybe if you've been sensing that like I can't tell what it is for everyone, but there's been like so many cords that you're connected to, or you're plugged into too many things, and it's almost like every one of them is draining your battery, and if you only had your own personal energy, or if you only were plugged into like, one thing or something, or one important connection, it would be like a equal kind of thing, or it wouldn't be, you're being drained by multiple things. And if you've been sensing that, but you can't put your finger on it, your spirit team does want to come in for someone to illuminate that for you, to say that yes, there has been, from wherever they're coming from, negative or invisible sorts of energies or cords, that some of them have been, maybe perpetuated by your own doing. Maybe if you are doing certain things that are keeping you from your progress, or if you are realizing, putting the pieces together, that there have been certain relationships or situations that it's almost like they've grown, they've overstayed their welcome, or you've outgrown them. This is spirit wanting someone to almost like see this now from all angles. Almost if you were to unplug, you may start to see that, because it feels like now that we've kind of gotten over that energy, I think a big part of this Lionsgate portal for a lot of you is pushing you with this Eight of Pentacles, and here to activate your efforts. I keep getting, but it's not as much of a clear path for you. And I think, again, Spirit's trying to like airlift you up so that they can take you further or higher. And so I'm hearing follow the light, follow the sun, follow the light. I'm also seeing Aladdin, something about this magic carpet. Yeah, it's coming in really strongly here. I think for someone, this is going to be super specific, related to like, maybe it's a business, maybe it's some kind of material or physical goal or intention that you have. And you're wondering either how to get there or why it keeps failing, or why you're having a hard time progressing. And that's what we already kind of saw here, that part of the reason for that. Yeah, I'm seeing a card that says make necessary sacrifices. So this could be kind of for group 2, depending on how you look at it. Some of you may be going through like a little bit of a difficult phase here, where as much as this activation is here to help you, it could also be painful, or it could also be a bit of a time where you are needing to make those sacrifices. Because I feel like there's again like a little bit of a push and pull here in this energy. So I think this could even be a good time in terms of guidance as well, to maybe even like sit down, and I'm almost getting like somebody writing a list, and like on one side it's things that are like draining you, and then on the other side it's things that nourish you, or what could you follow that would bring that happiness or joy, or even like something about comparing like what is working and what is not, or what am I focusing on versus where do I want to focus, or what do I want for my life. So there is a little bit of this. I'm seeing your spirit team standing in a line in the back, but they're standing completely still and waiting for you to make a decision, or waiting for you to hop on board. So it kind of feels like it's in your hands here. So if this resonates with you, I think that some of you are being given the support, but you also have to make the jump. You also have to follow the light, they keep saying. So again, it's like, and this could, I'm getting like several layers to this. As I mentioned, for some, it's like there's certain things that you're very aware of that are around you that maybe are not of the light, meaning that maybe there's certain people who are not at the place that you're at, or they don't have a spot in where you're going, or there's very specific things that you are well aware that are draining you. Others of you, this could be more on like a spiritual level, like who are you working with spiritually? What are you allowing into your space, or who are you connecting to? Maybe there's been some kind of tangled web that has occurred here. But regardless, there's a higher path forming for you that would be more of the light, and your unconditionally loving spirit team and guides are waiting for you to hop on board, is just what keeps coming through. So take that, what that means. I think that could be almost like a judgment kind of energy, where there's like a bit of a life review happening, or I keep getting this like list. So making a list, or making a conscious decision, a very solid decision, maybe a permanent decision, to make, again, sacrifices. Could be like lifestyle changes. I was getting that 8 of Pentacles. So for some of you, and it may not be for everyone, but for some of you, it's like you have been living your life in a certain way, or you've been doing certain things that you know has been keeping you from like your true potential, or you're aware that like maybe it's a certain addiction, or it's something that you have a dependency on, or it's something that keeps you going in the same loop. If you want to fly above those mountains and live your life in a more aligned kind of way, this moment is here for you. But you have to almost meet, you have to also, with your free will, meet spirit in that way. Is there anything else, spirit? I'm being shown a library, and like a bookshelf with like a ton of different books on them. And I'm hearing something about, or I'm feeling something about like dive into all these books. So this could be literal, but I feel like it's also more about this, whatever this Eight of Pentacles is, get back to basics. Maybe whether it's books or it's just getting kind of your life organized in a more grounded, practical sense, getting clear about the interests that you have. Maybe if it connects to like going to school for something or making the necessary steps to get some kind of degree or certificate. A lot of that is being revealed or shown to you here. And they're referencing the strength of the lion. And I feel like this could actually be a powerful animal to tap into here spiritually, something to do with the lion's roar or the strength of the lion and embodying that. So this Lionsgate portal could even be here to show you like the strength that is within yourself that you can access whenever you want to, whenever you allow that to be. Is there anything else, Spirit, for group number 2? What are they kind of magnetizing? What are they attracting? What's aligning? Anything else? Yeah, for someone specific, it just kind of keeps repeating here, but you may even want to like, I'm seeing something like waking up in the morning and smelling the flowers outside, or waking up and smelling the coffee, but it's in a way of getting into like a grounded, like appreciating life maybe, or gratitude. If you've been lacking that, or it's been hard for you to feel that, it's something here where you may even want to implement certain things in your routine that would bring that sense of like the small pleasures or the little joys. Maybe if you lost touch with that, like maybe walking outside in the morning and listening to the birds or smelling the flowers in the garden, or something that feels like it kind of gets your senses moving and that you can feel connected again to like your body even. There could be like a bit of a, because I was getting all of that, a bit of the ungrounded feeling before, and Spirit was saying to get back to basics. So if you have been feeling a little bit ungrounded, if you've been feeling disconnected, that could be where there have been those things plugged into you, or that you have plugged yourself into, that you may want to really get back to basics in like a sense of living your life, maybe even in like a minimalistic way, if that resonates, or just temporarily just disconnecting right now. And for someone here, I am kind of seeing like you reaching out to Spirit, but you feel like they're far away. So some of you may feel like you've lost touch with Spirit, or that you don't have the support right now. And I'm hearing like, look around you, or just look around. So this definitely feels like for a group of you who may be going through kind of a low point, or you feel disconnected, you feel discouraged. But I think there's like a motivating energy coming in here to say, maybe you're just not believing in yourself enough, because they're taking me back to that Eight of Pentacles and the mountains again. And I really feel like it's like there's now or never, or if not now, then when. I'm hearing that quote, if not now, then when. Because I feel like you can, and this is just coming from Spirit, they want me to say this, like you can either sit there and that may not be for everyone, so don't be triggered by it, but you can either sit there and let the days pass by or waste time away, or you can choose to make the necessary steps or sacrifices that you need to make to get there. If it is something that you're aware you are personally contributing to it. If it's not that simple or easy for everyone, if it's things that are like, happening outside of you that you really don't have any control over, it's just about establishing also like a sense of groundedness within self, so that you have a stable foundation to fall back on within yourself and believing in yourself more, that, you know, things can turn around. I just saw this light up at the top here, like a big orb, that things can turn around. And you may just need to sit it out for a bit as you get back to basics, and also work on maybe the gratitude and seeing things from a maybe like a different perspective, so that you can be ready for the change, you know, when it's here. But there is definitely something of, I think, a bit of surrender though here too, regardless of which group, if it's, yeah. For someone specific, they want you to wear, I'm hearing wear the necklace. I don't know what kind of necklace that is, but that would be just very specific. Someone would know what that is. Maybe there's like a crystal necklace that you have that you feel good when you wear it or something, or I don't know, but wear that necklace, I'm hearing. Any final messages for group number 2? I'm seeing a scorpion here, and I'm being shown the stinger of the scorpion. And again, I'm hearing something about sacrifices. Do what's necessary, or do what's right. Do what you have to do. So if there is like a particular situation or person that you know you've been putting off, that you have to end this, or you have to cut this cord, or you have to really walk away from this, that could be what will generate the shift that you need right now, that has been calling at your heart that you have to do this, or you have to walk away. That could be for someone. They keep showing grounding. I really feel like someone needs to ground themselves deeply here. If you can, put your feet in the soil, walk outside barefoot. Definitely anything to do with grounding, material. Well, I was seeing the Eight of Pentacles, but grounding, earth energy, and also this like deep focus, it feels like, on anything to do with earth-based element. So yeah, finances, abundance, the body, grounding, food, nourishment. Seems like really someone needs that the most right now. And I'm hearing, we will get through this. I feel like that's your spirit team coming in. You also want to maybe put flowers in your home. Something about flowers came up earlier too. So maybe even something to like raise the vibration of your home. Flowers can be really good for that. So yeah, like having flowers around you, maybe even like flowers to open the heart. I was seeing that heart chakra earlier. So if it resonates, some of you may have a bit of a blocked heart right now, or you have been through an experience that has kind of closed your heart. And I think some of this could be where those obstacles you've been running into, or this has gotten to the point where this current time is really calling for you to clear your heart chakra as well. I'm seeing someone needs to sit, something about sitting down, resting, maybe just taking it easy. And if there is something specific where some of you have been going through like a really, like maybe a grief, grief work or something very heavy, they just want you to try not to make it worse by tangling yourself up in whatever you're consuming, or like too much content maybe, or something where all of these batteries or cords are like draining your battery percentage. So maybe just sit and feel into it, sit and meditate, sit and just be for a little bit of time, if that's for you. But yeah. So I will leave it here. I know this was a little more heavy than I intended, but that's what was coming up here for this reading. I really hope that this could find whoever it was meant for. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to check out our Patreon community for extra exclusive readings. And I will be posting also a moon water reading for the full moon over on Patreon. So I'll have that link down below whenever I do post it. It's probably not ready yet by the time that I post this one. And I will talk to you all in the next reading. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the third image here, the third photo of the lion, let's go ahead and see what we can pick up on and channel into here for you. So in a moment, I'm going to be pouring in this sun water into the bowl. So tune us in, please, Spirit, to all of the souls who are here, who are present, who are watching for group number 3. So allow me now to be an open and a clear channel for everyone who's here. So what can we pick up on for this Lionsgate portal, or whenever they're watching this? So what is kind of being activated? What are they magnetizing in? Any sort of messages here for the viewers of group number 3 during this time. So if you want to call in, I'm going to light the candle in a second here. If you want to call in your personal spirit team, or if you want to set an intention, you can, but you don't have to. But we're going to light the candle and just kind of call in your spirit team here. What does this sun water, what can we pick up on? So what are they calling in? What are they magnetizing? What's aligning for them? Okay, so group number 3, what is aligning for you? What messages does Spirit have for you? What are you attracting? Okay, I just saw somebody hitting the cruise control button on the car, and I'm getting something here to where you can cruise from here, I'm hearing. So there could be something very specific for somebody that you have reached a point of almost like some sort of, I'm seeing like the perfect temperature. Not sure what that is yet, but there could be something that you feel, or your Spirit just wants to confirm that you've like kind of reached the prime or the optimal speed or temperature with, meaning that maybe something is coming to peace or something is completing itself, but it feels like it's in a very calm kind of way. For someone also, maybe during this Lionsgate portal as well, I'm being shown a lot of things I'm being shown like little drops actually in this bowl, and I'm hearing like lots of hits that you're receiving. So it could even be right now, during this Lionsgate portal, or in the coming weeks or so, you're going to be receiving a lot of hits, a lot of maybe intuitive hits. Yeah, they keep talking here about not sure what this is, but something of like they're just showing like everything is primed and ready. It feels very peaceful. It feels very much like at ease. Maybe some of you feel that way right now. Maybe you don't even really need a whole lot of guidance, or you feel like you've reached this point of balance within yourself. Yeah, they keep talking about the journey ahead. Maybe for someone specific as well, you could be embarking on, or have already, kind of entered into a new journey. And if that's the case, that could be specific. Maybe you've just kind of entered into a new contract or a new career path, or maybe a new relationship, or this could be predictive. It's almost like as you embark on that, or as you step onto that timeline, it's all kind of cruise control from there, or it's going to be smooth from here. And I'm getting also, for some of you who are not quite at that point yet, they're showing me like little footprints that you're making in the future, and you're almost like stepping into various new timelines. And there's something of like dipping your toes into that. So this even could be that there's quite a few like possibilities and quite a few doors that are becoming, like they're popping up, I'm getting, in your near future or very soon. I feel like I'm seeing Archangel Raphael coming through, and this water just turned green in my mind's eye. So I feel like there's a lot of healing, again, lots of calm and comfort and peace. So I feel like either you need that message right now or you have reached that point. And there's almost a sense of like, again, things have been maybe healed, or you have, I don't know, like somehow you've healed enough, or there's just like a beautiful sense of peace coming through, peace and healing. And for some also, though, it's like a temperance energy. They keep talking about this like right mixture or right ingredient. So since we're also asking about like what are you attracting or what are you drawing in, I do feel like you're going to find that your life will have a lot of that tone to it here in terms of like the right mixture. So again, whether it's like a relationship or you're finding like a beautiful balance in your life when it comes to feeling content, happy, maybe coming to like resolutions with certain relationships or people, maybe if there's been like a bit of a rough patch or bumpiness, it feels like you're really smoothing that over. Yeah, and they're showing here this, which has kind of been coming up recently, but I'm being shown this card from the tea leaf deck, Karma. You will reap what you have sown. So it feels like this is, for some, there's this feeling of spirit wanting you to know that the things that are bringing peace into your life now or in the future are very much what you have been deserving of, but also what has been part of your karmic justice here is kind of what it feels like. Like maybe you have been someone that has lacked this peaceful life in the past, or there's been things that have just been somehow volatile in the past, or just it almost feels like spirit's stepping in here to say that this maybe next chapter for you, or what you're drawing in, is that you're supposed to live a life of calm and peace, is just what keeps coming up. Not to say that it's like a boring kind of thing or that you're alone. It's more of like harmony. And for some of you here, there's also something being activated having to do with your healing abilities. So I'm seeing again this like angelic touch. I'm seeing somebody with their hands and there's almost like white light coming out of their fingertips, and there's this soft, feathery, angelic light. So yes, this could also be something that's very much present for you to work with right now. So maybe even invoking the angels, or some kind of deep, maybe with the candle that we lit here, they could be coming in. Lots of angelic energy for this group. But I also feel like some of you could be maybe activated in a sense of you starting to maybe embark on a quest of becoming a healer, or tapping more deeply into your innate healing abilities. That could definitely be in something with this water too. It just feels very flowy, it feels very soft, and it feels very angelic. And I also feel like there's a lot of things here right now for you as well, group number 3, that will really start to, and this kind of came up for both piles, but reveal the truth for you. But I think for this group, it feels like there's a sense of reaching a place of acceptance and calmness with certain things that maybe you're seeing the truth about. I'm seeing somebody take off their rose-colored glasses and put them on the floor. So if there's been situations or people that you have not been seeing clearly, either this will be illuminated for you soon, or you have also come to this yourself. There could even be like a deep cleansing that's happening between you and perhaps even a specific connection or a specific partnership, or various things that have had troubled dynamics to them. And for someone, it's like, I'm seeing this like big burst of inspiration after this is healed or after you've accepted something. So I'm not sure where you are on this specifically. If you have decided to heal from something or maybe there has been peace made with a situation or something, this will be activating some kind of burst of potential after this. Anything else for group number 3, Spirit? What are they drawing to them? What are they magnetizing? For someone, I'm getting, if you are wanting to travel, there could be a travel opportunity coming in, but it also feels like some of you may be ready to explore different, it could be different parts of the world. It could be that maybe you've been waiting for kind of this time to start doing those things, or you will have the means to do this, is also what you're drawing in. But honestly, it just keeps coming up as just this kind of peace. There's not a whole lot here to say, but it's because it just feels, I don't know, it just feels kind of calm. I am being shown a tree and the leaves are growing. I'm seeing like one new leaf growing every day, and the tree gets bigger every day, every week. So there's like a steadiness here. There's a steadiness, there's a slowness, there's a patience to the place that you've achieved right now in your life. It just really feels like maybe some of you, this is going to make sense, that you just feel like you finally arrived at a place of peace. And with this tree as well, it's a feeling of seeing, maybe even if it's slow, you're seeing the evidence every day of the abundance that you're building or the little steps that you're making. So it's like this tree is growing, and I think that's what they just want you to know as well, that your foundation, your tree, and if it is something new that you've just stepped into a path of, or you will be doing that, there's a lot of growth up ahead with this. And I'm also being shown, kind of came up for another group, but I'm hearing something about nothing can ruffle your feathers. And for this group, it feels, again, very calm. It feels very rooted and grounded and calm. So you are in a position where you may have really like taken a lot of energy back, and it's almost like you're using this all now for yourself. So it feels like, yeah, I think they just want someone to know that as well, that your batteries have been recharged, or you have done something recently to do so. And it feels like now you have like a full tank. It's like if we just fill up the gas tank, and now we can go wherever we want to go. That's what it feels like here for you. So if you haven't found this happen yet, I think there's going to be this shift where it's like, if you picture this full tank of gas or this full battery percentage, you now have the option or the choice to pour that into wherever you want to now pour it into. So I don't know if you've just been freed up from something that took up a lot of your time or your energy, or you've just gotten to this place of, again, inner peace. Maybe if you have been healing from something, you will be reaching a point of complete peace with that. And it's almost like, again, it frees up the energy that you're able to use to pour into many new things or other things. And if it does relate to like a specific thing, maybe it's a relationship that you're wanting to salvage, or with this like temperance energy, it could also be that too, to where things have really calmed down, or you can get on the same page with somebody if you have like a relationship, or if this is a specific dynamic with the person. There's just a lot of like potential up ahead to approach this differently and to just have a lot more to give. Anything else for group number 3? For someone specific, you could be, I'm seeing somebody like either graduating with a certain degree or finalizing a program of some sort. And that's also going to be this tree. So maybe you have been working on a certain program or school for a while, and you are now going to see the fruits that will come from that, because maybe you are applying for some, position now or a job, or you're ready to kind of start a certain business. It feels like that's going to be also for someone specific, that you are about to temper out your life, even if you've taken a while to get to this point, because you're now maybe graduating, or like reaching the end of a cycle, which you can receive the fruits from it. So it kind of feels like, in whichever way it's going to be for everyone specifically, it's like a Empress kind of energy, where efforts that you've put in to yourself, to maybe certain projects or business or financial investments in the past, are bearing the fruits now. And so it feels like your path up ahead is very ripe, and there's like a lot of fruits. And I'm seeing like a fruit tree, but like if there's a tree that has like every fruit on it, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So it's like you have options, or you have, this is also what you're drawing in, what you are attracting or magnetizing, is that you can choose which fruit, you can choose the doors that you want for your life. And maybe something before, you didn't feel like you had the choice, or you had to wait for this moment somehow. I'm being shown like a pair of keys just being dropped in front of you. So the keys are free. They're not locked up. Anything else for group number 3? For what are they magnetizing towards them? What are they drawing in? Yeah, so for someone also specific, there's like a deep healing of the heart, which I feel has already been completed though. So it's like you're open and available now, maybe, if this is something maybe in your love life as well, that you are, I'm seeing a peacock and the feathers of the peacock, and there's almost a sense of like openness. Like I'm open with who I am. I'm open with whatever wants to come towards me, and then I can kind of choose what I want to invest in. And I'm also seeing a vision of you. They're showing me like somebody at the bottom of the sea, or like a scuba diver with like a flashlight. And I'm seeing somebody like pick up these gems. And it's something like you've found the pearls, actually, or you've found the pearls and you've taken them up back to the top. And it took you a while to find all of the pearls, but something like that, like you've found the code, or you've cracked the code with something, and it feels like it's on a few different levels, but it has a lot to do with this I don't know, there's just this feeling of understanding, of compassion, of acceptance and wisdom. Yeah, and they're showing me this vision of you as well, with like colors all inside of like your stomach area. And it's like the colors are there. It's like you have, maybe for some of you, this is literal, with this almost like artist feeling. Maybe because it feels like that. It feels like I was saying before, like you have like your gas tank full. So if this applies to something that you are ready to pour yourself into, like maybe you've decided to really start to pour more into like a project, or become more connected to your creative side. This could be something like that. Like maybe you're getting back into like painting or some sort of artistic expression, but it's like flowing out of you now openly and naturally. But it also could be unlocking that, or it feels like for the first time in a while though, I'm getting for some of you, like you've been waiting for this time, or you've been hoping that you would get to this point of feeling like the colors running through your veins, kind of. I'm just seeing, I don't know what that means, but it just feels like there's this spark, and there's this passion maybe, and vibrancy, and like lust for life. And if you haven't found that yet, this definitely is something that maybe you're picking up the pearls every day, and it's like you're putting more pearls under your belt right now. And so maybe in like a couple of months time or something, you're gonna have, or you're filling up the gas more every day, and so it's just like you have the full tank soon. So definitely, if some of you have been hoping to really follow more of your passion, or to even create something of your life from that, I definitely feel like that's going to be a really big possibility, or something that will become a reality. It's like dreams that become reality, a vision for your life that becomes reality. Yeah, and I'm seeing the word daring, or daring and bold. And they're showing me a card too from a deck, something about don't forget that you are the infinite love of the cosmos, or something. So I just think that there's this replenishing feeling and vibrancy of health maybe as well, that is like being restored for you. And out of the piles, this one feels very calm, like very grounded, very calm. So if this resonates with you, you likely have been reaching that point of just feeling at peace. Yeah, I'm seeing the balancing stones. So this also feels like you're already there, but if it is guidance as well, it could be maybe like meditating, just kind of embracing, if you're leaning towards that, or if you're feeling more like going into those kinds of practices of like meditating, or just gives me the vision of somebody sitting like by the shoreline and just kind of soaking up the breeze of the ocean. It just feels like acceptance and joy and peace. Healing as well though, so it may not be without healing, but it's almost like you've reached the temperance though. So most of that tempering of like the devil energy you've already done that, or you just need the confirmation maybe that you've you've gotten to that point. So any final message here for group number 3 before we go? Yeah, I just heard expect the results, and they're showing me a palm tree. So it definitely feels like I said in the very first message here, for someone it's quite literal, even throughout the healing and the energy of this, is that you may be starting to see, or will very soon see, the tangible physical results of something that you either have poured yourself into or launched and you've kind of just been waiting for the results of that, or you just are starting that now, but it feels like stability and like this palm tree feeling of just, you can definitely be assured here that the results are coming in. You will see a lot of results with temperance. It also gives me that sense of like multiple areas of life, because it's the whole balanced like sphere. But as they were mentioning about cruise control, you've done enough to receive now. So you don't even really have, it's almost like you don't even really have to do much more. Whether that means you've invested into something, like actually financially, and you know that because you know that you've done, you can sit back and just receive now, but also energetically. But either way, it's like you're definitely rolling in, or things are about to roll in, connected to results and stability. For someone, you could be a photographer, very specific. And they're showing me the card No Place Like Home from a deck. So again, I'm not sure with like the palm tree, it could be something of like a home environment. It could be a family situation. It could be that if this has not come in yet and you are wanting some sort of maybe commitment or higher love commitment, that could also be a part of it, because it feels wholesome. And they're showing me lastly, somebody putting like, I'm seeing somebody like put these monsters under the bed, and not in a way of like avoiding them, but they're no longer, the monsters can no longer, like I won't allow them to be in my life, or I won't allow the monsters for me to see the monsters in the room. I don't know what that is, but something of deciding to temper or to heal any devil energy. So that devil could have been addictions or things that you've already put behind you. And if you haven't reached that point, it's like you will reach a time soon of not even having interest in going back to anything that is connected to devil energy. And that's going to be the pivot moment where you can truly build a life of stability, because now you're in temperance energy, which is patience, healing, moderation. And I was getting that angelic energy too. So yeah. So I will leave it here, group number 3. I really hope that this was helpful for whoever it was for. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to check out our Patreon community for extra exclusive readings. I am going to be doing a full moon water scrying reading over there. So in the next few days, I'll have that link down below whenever it's ready. And I will talk to you all in the next reading. Take care and lots of love.